January 19th, 2019 is when we entered the professional wrestling business with Press Start. When I think of those two words, Press Start, that means that we're ready to enter the game. That means we are ready to show that we are number one. And that's what we did. When you get that cartridge or when you get that disc and you load it up, the first two words you usually see is Press Start. We've been in the game. But in 2023, it's not a game anymore. We went from C3 Wrestling to C3 Ultimate Wrestling for a reason. And we're going to show you guys what Press Start to. January 21st, 2023 at On The Square Sports Academy at Crown Point, Indiana. My name is Classic Alpha. And in 2023, I'm ready to press start.
Press start.
I am ready to press start.
I'm absolutely ready to press start.
The ARC says, press start.
Press start.
Press start. Man, you know I'm mashing the button.
What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day, whether you're watching this live or in passing or for a later time. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday evening. I just came back from a birthday party, so excuse me for being late, because usually when you say you're ready to go and then the person says, "Nah, we got to sing happy birthday," that means that you're going to be at a birthday party for 2 more hours. I had fun though, so it's not a complaint. So I will go with that. Robert Brown, what's going on, brother? Lafayette, Indiana in the building. What's happening, class? What's going on, my brother? God bless you. I hope everything is going fine with you. Before I go into this topic, I've been feeling like this in a way, but I want to do my promos, make sure everything is good. So I'm going to tell you everything I got going on with me. And it's a lot of stuff, so bear with me. All right, so December 3rd, we have Now Out of Control. This is a very important show for me, for the company, and for anybody who will watch it. You guys need to see it. We have Sabu. Sabu is going to be there. ECW legend. We got Ruthless Rage, the tag champs. We got the Mid-Valley champ, Jaden Mercer. We have Classic Alpha, who is myself, who is the champion. We have a lot of people, the McClure family. One match in particular that's going to be very historic is my match with I Am the Now That's Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, and I'm going against the Mid-Valley champion, the Spectre, Jaden Mercer. This is the only guy that has defeated me in Now That's Wrestling. But now it's a title for title. It is also sponsored by me and my wife's company, C3 Ultimate Wrestling, and the Take It Home podcast. So, like I said, sowing seeds and doing things for the wrestling community and actually supporting is just one of those things that I feel like wrestlers should do within ourselves too. Sometimes we want other people to do it who aren't wrestlers and stuff like that. But like I said, I love those guys. The guys love me. It's all a big family. So, like I said, this is one of the biggest matches I've ever had. I've never had a title for title match, Now also gave me my first last man standing match. I never had that. Never had a title versus career match. So, they lit a fire under what I was doing with wrestling. So God bless them. Also, we have this Mayhem on Market Street. This is Saturday, December 17th. We have a Now That's Wrestling and a No Regrets Wrestling show on the same day, 2 different times. But as you can see, you see the colorful roster of people who are his legends in Wisconsin and Illinois in a lot of spots. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be dope. I have one more flyer to show involving this. I'm in a 5-way. So this is gonna be great. Perfection versus Percy Drews versus Fletch Malone versus myself versus Jared Thumb. I've never faced any of those guys, but it's gonna be dope. The show, the doors open at 4, so make sure you guys get your tickets. Tickets are $20 and $10 for ages 12 and under and stuff like that. So make sure you guys are there at 4 for both shows. We also have in January, you guys know I'm bringing back Press Start 2. The very first name of our show. The main event is the Kane versus the Cobra. Very good match. This will be a solid main event. We also have Aaron Stone versus Marcelo Spade. And they're doing the best of 3. This is the first match. Best of 3 series for the Urban Culture Championship. Next time I do go live, we are going to have a another match announcement. I just got to make sure everything is great. Shout out to our sponsors, Limelight Entertainment Studio, still doing great things, helping people with animation, with Pixar and things like that. They have their own digital copies of comics that they're working on, the Generation Me's, the Captivating Light, the Conquer Crown Amazons. They have a lot of things, and I still need to talk to David, so God bless you, brother. I got to talk to you about a whole bunch of things. We also have our other sponsor, A Penny for Your Thoughts, Sweets for Your Soul. We have desserts. They got the cookies. Those cookies are good. The strawberry and the lime are very good. So these are the announcements. Shout out to Kev, Yellow Pill Coffee Company, talking about a lot of issues that men deal with, and I think that the world needs to hear that men go through stuff too. It's so easy to say I'm not the problem or the man is the problem, but sometimes you just need to chill and listen. So my socials as well. Check out the socials. You want to add, you want to do anything, shout out. So let's go into what I want to talk about. All right, here I am. All right, so the name of this live is Pro Wrestling is slowly becoming more of a joke, and how to fix that. Now, like I said, if you guys follow me on Facebook or anything like that, you guys know that if it's a crazy botch, and let me say this too, botches happen in wrestling, right? Let me cut this mic down because I know it's loud. Botches happen, right? So botches are unfortunate. They happen. Sometimes people slip. Sometimes people fall. Sometimes you don't think that you think you're strong, or sometimes you overshoot and stuff. So botches happen, right? But it's just some things and some certain moves that you shouldn't do or have no business doing. And that's like where the line has to be drawn. Or even then, or things of not selling your size and not doing certain things like that messes me up. Like I recorded some of Hit Row versus LDF, and I was talking about Top Dollar, how he did the elbow, but he like went off the ropes, didn't really run off the ropes. Then he like did his little jig, and the jig took longer than it needed to be, and it looked stupid. And then when he did the elbow drop, it looked more painful to him than the person. But that's how much people emphasize on trying to have a character and charisma. Shout out to them, no hate or nothing like that, but it looked terrible. So those are the kind of things that I'm like, that gets on TV. That's on live TV. This is on the number 1 network and stuff like that. And even on the number 2, and even on TV, or let alone YouTube. You see AEW, they posted, as I'm recording now, it was the varsity athletes or whatever they calling themselves. They try to do some kind of swing neck breaker combination of David Bowen, and they missed it. And then Max pushed one guy and missed it. And it's just like, botches and stuff happens, but it's when you show it and when you promote it and stuff like that, even if it's intentional or unintentional, those things are important. But when I'm talking about joke, hold on, somebody is messaging me. Steve, oversaturated market, doing more than one can handle. Yes, we are going to talk about that. Shout out to you, Steve, and everything that you continue to do. Long time no see. I still see a lot of stuff on your YouTube channel and stuff like that. Much respect. This is one of the guys that was around when I first started, and he was doing announcing and stuff like that. And he would actually show up to some of the practices when I was practicing and stuff like that. So shout out to you. I hope everything is good going good for you, and God bless, sir. I will talk about that. Okay. All right. So it's 2 things I need to talk about. But going back into it, when I say a joke, I want to clarify. I'm not talking about. Thank you. That warms my heart. Thank you, sir. when I talk about a joke, I'm not talking about comedy and wrestling because I think comedy does have a spot in wrestling. So I want to say that. I want to clarify. I think a lot of people get on the microphone and then they hurry up and say what they don't like, and people take it the wrong way. Comedy and wrestling can go hand in hand, just like holidays that people want to celebrate can go hand in hand. You know, Halloween's right around the corner. There's battle royals and stuff like that, and people dressing like characters and stuff. Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays and stuff. Like those kind of things are fine. You get what I'm saying? You can still protect the business and like dress up like the Grinch. Those are things like, you know, small things that like get kids happy or get people happy and stuff like that. That kind of stuff happens. So that's fine. Those aren't like the kind of things when I say it's a joke. When I'm saying it's a joke, I'm saying that like people do obvious stuff that looks phony and don't care because they're compromised. They like the subscriptions. They want people to look at it and stuff, and they take it as a joke and stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. But when I do think of wrestlers who do great with comedy in general, in comedy as a wrestler and still protected the business, I think of this person. I know it's a little, you can't see it, but this is Norman Smiley, or in WCW, Norman Smiley. When I was younger, me and my brothers used to do the Bankhead bounce because he was doing the Bankhead bounce, the wiggle. We wasn't doing the other thing where he get behind somebody and do the smacking thing or whatever like that. But this dude was very funny. But you could tell that he took the business serious, regardless if it was comedy or he was a heel or he was a face. I remember one time he was a hardcore champion. And when he was the hardcore champion, he was in an I Quit match. I want to say the dude's name was Ice Train. I could be wrong. I know it was a black dude. So he was in an I Quit match for a hardcore title. The issue was he lost his voice. So he couldn't say I quit if he wanted to. Like he really wanted to say I quit. That's the story he was trying to tell, was that he really wanted to quit, but he could not quit. He came out with the hockey stuff and had a hardcore match. When a guy would bump him, instead of he would scream from a back suplex, he couldn't because he lost his voice. Now, the comedy in it was when the guy was choking him, he said, say I quit, say the words I quit. And the referee stopped it because the guy literally just said, I quit. Funny stuff. Like everything that he has done, it was like, oh, okay, it's comedy, but excuse me, it's comedy, but at the same time, he took the business serious. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that there's no place for people who does comedy routines and stuff. Now, Santino, heck, even Mick Foley. These are guys, especially Santino, has done comedy and is very entertaining and stuff like that. Now, I wouldn't go as far as everybody selling the Cobra as a legit move because it's no emphasis on it to make it look good. Even JTG, as good as a seller as he was, when he got hit in the neck with it, it still was, it looked phony. But still, other than that, the stuff he was doing with Beth Phoenix and Mickey James and Kofi Kingston and the Santina Marella thing, that was going a little too far for me. But the guy was invested. You know, a lot of people know when he was in OVW, before he fought with Jim Cornette or Jim Cornette fought with him, he was the shoot fighter and stuff like that. And he was invested in that. And then they made him a comedy act. Well, when they made him debut in his home country, excuse me. And then after that, it was a thing. He was making fun of Rey Mysterio, calling him Batman, calling him ugly. He talked about Stone Cold's movie, The Condemned, but he did it in the verse. He was singing Amy Winehouse. I don't know if y'all remember that, but that kind of stuff was funny. It was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you are invested in wrestling on this part of being a comedy wrestler, make sure you're invested like these guys. Come on, man. Like even R-Truth, right? First of all, R-Truth looked like he hasn't aged in 30 years. Excuse me, guys. But my thing is, he's done some things. He's done a serious gimmick. He did the little Jimmy thing, and then that thing became comedy. You get what I'm saying? It became comedy. But he, I'm sorry, y'all. But he was very invested into what he was doing and stuff. I remember it was a Royal Rumble match. They let him come out, and he grabbed a ladder from under the ring, and then he tried to climb up the ladder and thought he was in a Money in the Bank match and stuff like that, or what he was doing with Carmella, the dancing and stuff like that. Now, to me, this stuff was funny, but he was also invested into the character and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. If you can tell a joke as a wrestler. You can be a quote unquote joke as a wrestler, but what you should not do is make a mockery of the sport itself. That's what I'm saying. So I just wanted to bring that to the light before I go in. So excuse me, need some water. But going into it, there's a lot of viral videos, a lot of videos that have been posted. I've shared, I've talked about it, and a lot of the guys around me and gals, they spoke about it as well. So I wanted to speak. I don't want to play clips. I don't want to play clips because copyright. I don't feel like saying fair use. I don't feel like typing fair use. I don't feel like doing none of that stuff. You get what I'm saying? Let me get some water real quick. So I don't feel like going through all that. So my thing is, good H2O. If I play clips, I do feel like stuff will happen. Like even with Facebook, I do not like how Facebook do their algorithm for StreamYard and stuff. I don't know if it's StreamYard or Facebook, but it's like an issue to where Facebook now it's online events for going live. And I do think that messes with my views on Facebook because a lot of people don't even realize I'm going live because I have to invite them, which I hate. But let's go into one thing. We're going to this one. So I shared this last week. And last week it was the dog. I don't know if they was in a flea market. I don't know what they was doing, but the dog looked like it was scared. Didn't even want to be there, right? Then all of a sudden the trainer came in. The trainer came in and I'm gonna get through this video, dog. Pun intended. The trainer came in, the dog jumped on the guy, then jumped on the guy's back, jumped on his back again, then went for a pin, then got nervous and jumped off, but then went for the pin again and won. So crowd went crazy, right? Not that crazy, but they went all right. They went mild. The crowd goes mild. Excuse me. And this is stupid to me. Why would you do something like this? Cute dog. Very cute dog. And I understand people want to get viral. You know, nowadays, if you become viral, you can get booked somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You can literally get booked. It doesn't matter who trained you, the ins and outs of what you've done. It doesn't matter how hard you try. If you go viral, you may get booked. If you're a wrestler or not, even if you're not a wrestler, you could get booked, which is trash. It's a trash take if you're not really booking them for their talent. You're just booking them because it's viral or you want to make yourself look good. You know, AEW has a thing of booking people for one time or two and other companies as well. And look, I'm down for people making money, trying to make money. I'm down for that. I'm down for trying to get views and trying to bring wrestling to a better, bigger light. I'm down for that, right? But it's when you mess up and do stupid stuff like this. Why would I want to take a guy, no offense to him, serious or make him a world champion if he put a dog over that will not remember this? And people have fun. There's nothing wrong with losing. Nothing wrong with losing. But when we go to this standard, you know, because if you really want to use psychology, if it's supposed to be the guy versus the dog, why is there a trainer? The referee should have did their job. You know, I don't want to go there, but it's too many people in the ring. Hold on. Shout out to you, C-Red. I'm going through this cough, but I'm going to make it. God bless you, brother. Jesus. But this is what I'm saying. And I'm glad you spoke, C-Red, because there's more about what I don't like that is making wrestling more of a joke. But this is a joke. This dude could be the best wrestler in the world, the best worker in the world. But most people will probably just remember him for this. Don't matter how many titles you win, you might get a chance to wrestle at other companies and stuff, but it's a joke. I couldn't even tell you if Luigi Primo is a good wrestler, because I always see him with Doe. And is it entertaining? It can be entertaining, but you can also mock the business. Why would I want to lock up with you if you're messing with pizza dough? And then now I have to mess with the pizza dough and stuff like that. You saying he is what? Is he getting booked or he's a great wrestler? Let me know, see. But like, I just see him with pizza dough. And the 2 times he was on AEW, he had pizza dough in his hand, and then people knocked him or hit him or something. He might be good, but the thing is, we don't know because all we seen was the pizza thing over the actual match. But that's how things do, and that's not just a wrestler's fault. Promoters looking at that. Hey, I could sell tickets, and I could sell a lot of tickets because a lot of people know what this person is. But like I'm saying, I would never face a dog. I'm not even big on intergender matches. I'm gonna send you the link. Let me do my things real quick because honestly, I'm dying. Not literally dying, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah. So with that, we see stuff like this. I'm not a fan of intergender wrestling. Now I know a lot of people be like, oh, well, wasn't guys versus gals an intergender matchups? I was like, yes, but did you see Theory? I recommend you guys to see it and subscribe to a lot of the matches. Did you see what went down? It wasn't somebody, it could be a competition, but we doing psychology stuff that makes sense for the most part. That's the thing. You know, nobody ran against each other for 30 minutes. It wasn't nothing crazy or nothing like that. If you do it right, you can protect the business. The business is so exposed now, people continue to do stupid stuff. And it don't even matter that it's stupid. They're mocking the business because they know that people are making fun of this. For example, everybody talks about slappy kicks. Slapping your thigh. Everybody talks about it. Super kicks. It could be punches. It could be anything. The thing is, it's so obvious now. Jack Vaughn, shout out to him. He makes videos talking about this. And a lot of people share his videos because they see the same thing. I've seen kids act like they're wrestling, slapping their thighs. I talk about it. A lot of people talk about it. Vets talk about it. And people are so stuck in their ways that they still do it. Every kick does not make a slap sound. Every punch does not make a slap sound. I saw a dude one time, he was stomping somebody, and while he was stomping them, he was slapping his leg. And it looks stupid. You emphasizing so hard. You're emphasizing more on connecting your leg with your hand than the actual move. And the moves look stupid. Most of the time it looks dumb. You should do it the opposite leg. That's what I was told. But I don't do this kind of stuff for this reason. Y'all make it easy to stand out. This is on WWE. And I saw, I remember I talked about the triple threat with Cole, Dunn, and Ricochet. And Ricochet did the moonsault. And before Dunn and Cole hit him, you literally see both of these guys about to slap their leg. That's a joke to me. Because it's like, even if that did, even though we know it's about to happen, that's not a good still shot. When you see stuff like this, you see Austin Theory kicking Johnny Gargano and stuff. I look at it, don't even have to be on the main stage. It's on independence too. If you tell somebody don't slap kick, I bet a lot of people still do the slappy kick because that's how they were trained. They wasn't taught to do anything, or they've been doing it for so long. And that's how you challenge yourself. And I do challenge the wrestler. Try to do some things that you know that you can do that are safe and different. And I promise you, you will stand out. You will stand out. You know, the fact that fans talk about this, and fans, not even just fans, just podcasters and stuff like that, they're talking about this kind of stuff, the emphasis on the slappy kick. And then the wrestler is just like, oh, well, people do it. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm like, no. Now it makes you just like everybody else. Everybody's doing the same thing. And that goes into what Steve said about things being oversaturated market. And then even doing more than one can handle. Yes, moveset. There's no cardio. Nobody does cardio. Nobody does psychology. Everything is so bad. They don't sell. The only time they sell is when they on their back. Then they kick out of the 3 count. And then after that, they're not selling no more. It's bad. I'm going to show one more video. I'm going to show one more picture. Then I'm going to get a link. Then I'll talk to C-Red for a little bit. Because, yeah, like I said, I definitely need. I didn't want to not do another live. So this was from Progress Wrestling. It's on my Facebook. And what had happened was this guy is on top of his partner's shoulders. And his partner was slowly walking him to fall on all of these people, if you see. And what happened was, while the wrestlers were actually on one side of the ring where the Progress banner is, they started there. So nobody was there to where the opponent, to where these guys are facing, with a guy standing on top of the guy. Nobody was there at first. They were walking towards that side. And while they were walking towards that side, a lot of the wrestlers who were on the, let's say my right, their right too, they literally started walking over here, looking up. They're not brawling anymore, as you can tell. And then not only that, the staff also walked. The guys in the red shirt, they were also joining them. Trash. So many guys talk about that, that build up when somebody's climbing up the ropes and then people are brawling and looking up at the same time and it doesn't look real. This took the cake. This took the wedding cake, the burnt cake, the caramel cake, the Angelica cake, the Angelica cake, the devil cake. It took the whole bakery. This was trash too. And then when this was going on, they were selling that he was going to jump on them, but then their opponents, mind you, one guy was right there, so he should have technically knocked this person down or knocked him down. He waited for his friend or partner to get ready so he can jump on the top rope and give a horrible cutter that I'm sure hurt somebody if it didn't hurt themselves. These are things that people have been talking about for the longest. This isn't new. And it's not that I'm complaining. It's just that I care about this business so much that this kind of stuff shouldn't even be happening. This kind of stuff is crazy to me, that a lot of people say, well, I do this and that. I'm willing to do this and that, but you don't want to protect the business because you want money. You want to be compromised and stuff like that. You don't want to listen to veterans. You don't want to listen to the learning tree. And that's another complaint, is that you don't see a lot of veterans no more because they're sick of how the business is, because they know if they looked at the matches, they'd be upset. And then when they actually talk to people, the people get mad and say, oh, well, you got to get with the times. We do it different here. You know, back in the day, and hopefully C-Red, I sent the link, he clicks it. Back in the day, you couldn't even enter the ring unless you knew the basics, unless you knew the chaining and stuff. Chaining is like another thing that a lot of people don't do anymore. They just do it for like 30 seconds. And then it's crap. It's not even, the headlocks are loose. Like you can put 3 heads in the headlock or the hammer lock. You see them holding the position the same way. Like it looks stupid. And it's like, when the vets would actually talk to the bookers and the promoters and say, hey, they're not ready. But now a lot of people like to cry wolf and saying they're getting picked on or it's hate or it's an ick. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes the stuff just has to look smooth. It has to look good. And when you have guys like a C-Red or Atlas or Willie, and they're not in locker rooms and stuff like that, it is a problem because these guys are here to better the business. And it's a disrespect to not have somebody trying to talk to these guys and stuff. And then you got guys like Adam Page, get well soon. He turns around and says he don't take advice. You know, regardless of how you feel about Punk, you know, I was with him on that. Like, you know, now look at him. You know, I hope he's well, but I'm about to put C-Red on. Let me get this picture off, sir. Oh, how's it going, sir?
Oh, what's up?
Hold on. Yeah.
That's horrible.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, let's make a show. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain, man.
You know, I'm trying to hold the phone. So
Yeah,
I'm lazy right now. I don't feel like going to the studio. So
I understand.
I'm tired. Anyway, so I said he is, and I was talking about Primo. Um, I thought the dude was maybe one of those gimmick guys, but I saw him 2 weekends ago. Yeah,
Mhm.
2 weekends ago. Live. He worked for us at Dreamwave. Um, and outside of the whole pizza dough thing, like, dude is actually a pretty good wrestler. Um, I don't mind the gimmick. You know, hey, you do what you got to do. You got to do something to stand out. You know, we tell everybody to be unique, so I don't
Yeah,
mind that aspect. Um, but I do see your point that a lot of stuff is, you know, people like that dog spot. I was still trying to understand what was the purpose of the dog spot. Like, okay. Um, I still can't understand the purpose of the dog spot.
I don't know. I guess it was just something to be different. Now you put over a dog.
I mean, unless the dog is gonna be constantly used on shows, then you know, but I don't see that. You know, but again, it's not my company. Um, as far as that spot you just had the picture up about, um, I think it could have been done better.
Yeah.
But if you gonna do that, you might as well get, you know, I get it. You want the element of surprise. So you know, you think you're giving the crowd, or the crowd thinks you're giving them one thing, and then somebody else comes and takes it out.
Yeah.
I get it, but I guess I'm the type of person, if I want the crowd to get it, I want the crowd to get it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, what's gonna, you know, make the crowd more, you know, go, what are people going to remember at the end of the night, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. The execution was just off. Like I said, the crowd walked from one side of the ring to the other side. Like,
Yeah, now if you doing all of that, then that's just horrible. You know?
and then
Like,
the staff who had red shirts, they started piling up over there too. And you know, we always talk about the hitting each other and looking up. They weren't even hitting each other. They were just literally looking. And then when the opponent they'll try to do the cutter, it looked bad and it looked unsafe, as always, you know. So
yeah, I mean, you know, it's just it's unfortunately one of those times in wrestling, and we've talked about this before. And hell, I talk about it just in real life in general. This generation is about gimme, or you know, I deserve. You know, they you know, they haven't earned anything, but they just feel like, you know, you're gonna give me matches, you're gonna give me titles. You know, like they are, you know, like they earned it already, like they put in the work. You know, and it's like, come on now,
yeah.
you know, and it's an insult to me, really. It is at the end of the day. Like, you haven't done anything.
I agree.
You really haven't. And I mean, for people like that, I mean, you know, and I'm not. Here's my thing. Everybody pays dues differently.
Correct.
You know, I can't say the way I paid my dues was any different before anybody before me. I don't know what they call paying dues.
Mhm.
When do you actually finish paying your dues? You know, I know when my contract was up with Sam DeCero, I didn't have to pay dues anymore. But the figurative speech, no, you got to pay your dues. You got to pay your dues. But I think the other thing is everybody's in a rush to get into the ring
Mm-hmm.
and not having that respect of what came before you. It's not, you know, yeah, times have changed, but respect what happened before you came along.
Mm-hmm.
Respect, you know, when you was sitting on the floor watching WrestleMania, we were out here on the grind in these streets, you know. So I think if people take it more, there's always going to be, like you said, a spot on any show for comedy. Because I think that makes a well-rounded show. When you can give technical wrestling, you can give excuse me, when you can give a ladies match, you can give a tag match, you can have, you know, the main event for the strap. You know, most of my wrestling now is pure comedy. For the simple fact, I'm either trying to look like I'm gonna be a Billy Badass or I'm a chicken shit. One of the two, you know. But my main objective is to get over my opponent, you know. But I'm not about to go out there and make balloon animals and you know.
But I want to say this though. You're invested into whatever you are. Like you said, even chicken crap. Like if you got to be that person, you're invested into it. Now we're living at a time where people are scared to be acting like they're afraid or do anything to cheat to win. You get what I'm saying? Now everybody wants a fight forever chant, or they don't, you know, they want to over, you know, they want to be over more than the actual good guy. You get what I'm saying? Like the whole thing is just so different now. And it's laughable because there's no dues being paid at all. And you just feel like because you woke up with your creative freedom, you shouldn't have to do what is asked from the company. But
but then do the companies really ask? That's the question.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Because here's the thing. Now, how you run your company is one thing, but how somebody else runs their company is something totally different.
True.
You've been in locker rooms where you're only told who your opponent is and who's going over. You're not given a time, and nobody has told you what they expect to see out of the match. So how can you? So you know you got 10 to 12, or you should know, depending on the card. But you the second match, but the first match just went 20 minutes. Ain't nobody said nothing. Ain't nobody said, Classic, you the ultimate baby face, but I need you to be weak the whole match until you hit your finish. So you go out there and you wrestle a regular match.
Yeah.
You know, baby strong, healed up, baby come back, heel cut off, finish, you know. But no, that ain't what the promoter want. But he ain't told you that.
True.
So when you come in the back, he like, good job. And then they don't even tell you where you messed up.
Yeah. I'm not
But
asking.
then
He'll
he'll tell his little crew that ain't what I wanted. But he won't tell you.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you.
So
Usually I ask people, hey, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? Or I say, hey, I need you to do this and do that and stuff like that. Because, you know, everybody's big on trying to be creative and doing things that make sense to them. But sometimes you might do something that I needed to be saved for something else. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people like matches, and then all it takes is somebody in their crew to say they didn't like it. And then they ain't gonna tell you, but they gonna say you did a great job.
I mean, so I think the fault lies when we're talking about all of this. The fault can be laid at many people's feet.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, but how do we fix it is the issue. Well, again, promoters have to be on it. Here's another thing. There aren't too many people that are even utilizing the vets in their locker rooms as agents. If you've got a vet in your locker room, why not utilize that vet and say, hey, I need you to watch, I need you to help put this match together. I need you to help put that match together. And then go watch those matches and see if those guys follow your instruction.
I don't even want to ask her what she mean.
But hold on. Pull that back up. Okay, but I know what she means. So as a promoter, and the promoter tells you that's not what I wanted, does that person, that said worker, get an attitude?
Oh, okay.
Or are they humble enough to say, okay, my bad, and you know, I'll get it right next time?
Okay.
Because see what happens in that situation, you get said worker, and yeah, the promoter didn't. Now the promoter could tell you what they wanted, and you, because we know that. How many times have you seen a promoter, or you've been in the match and the promoter tells you this is what I want, and then you and the guy go out and the guy go totally off script. And then when you come back, the promoter's like, that's not what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. They feel
Because
like
I know a bunch of guys that I've been in locker rooms with, and they'll say, F the promoter, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Yeah, I've heard of that too. Yeah, that's what she was.
And you sit there and you like, wow, really? F the promoter. But he the one paying you.
Yeah.
When you go to work, do you say F your boss? Now, I mean, let's be honest. We all get frustrated at our regular jobs, and you might say that, but you don't really mean it unless you plan on walking out the door.
Yeah.
But
no, you're right.
Do you say that to the promoter? No, you say that to the other people. But then if he don't book you, he's wrong.
Right. And then you go to social media and want people to not do business because you did something wrong. And sometimes people look at one side, your side, and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to work with this person because this promoter talk bad about him. And yeah, I've had a couple things where I've seen people do what they wanted to do in the match. Hey, you're not supposed to use this. You're not supposed to use that. And then the person say, well, I'm going to do it anyway because that's my gimmick. That's my character. That's my thing. And sometimes they'll still do it or whatever like that because they want to get their SHIT in. You know that is moniker. I gotta get my stuff, even though you wrestle all the time. But this Saturday is so special to you that you just don't care about nothing and you're just gonna do what you want to do. So you can put it in a highlight clip. Yeah, you want to put it in a highlight clip that ain't nobody gonna look at on TikTok. Yep. But you
it's life or death. You know, it's life or death. If you don't get it in tonight, it's death, you know.
Yeah, you ain't gonna get it in on Sunday. The next day you book, but something happened with the with the phone. I don't know. I think that was my thing. Let me see if it's me. I'm definitely going to get him back because when C-Red talks, the whole world listens. Let me see. I want to make sure my thing is up. All right, here we go.
Man, I hate technology.
Me too. I thought it was my phone. I thought it was my I thought it was my internet. I thought it was my internet.
No, it was over here. I was like, what? Never mind. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, man. I just think, again, I look at people, you brought up Santoya, Santine or whatever that dude name was with the
Santino.
Cobra.
Yeah.
It was cool. Mick Foley with Mr. Sacco. And I mean, I think if there's a gimmick behind it, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to somebody yesterday and they brought up how Ron Killings, R-Truth, whatever you want to call him.
Mm-hmm. K-Quick,
how he should be the new person in Hit Row. And I was like, nah. And I mean, they explained, why. And I got it. But here's my thing. If I've been working for this company for however many years, and right now, the only thing you have for me to do is talk about people, act stupid behind stages, make up imaginary people,
mm-hmm.
and I still get my check at the end of the day. And I ain't got to put that wear and tear on my body in the ring. I wrestle maybe at house shows.
Yeah.
Twice a week. That's it. Man, give me that job.
Yeah.
I think characters all have a place. Let's be honest, because at the end of the day, that's all we are. We're just characters.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us take our characters home.
Take it home.
I'm just, and I can't understand that. Like your life, like let's be honest. Perfect example, Marshe Rockett. His name is Marshe Rockett.
Yeah.
But we know there's a difference between Marshe Rockett, the character, and Marshe Rockett, the performer.
Mm-hmm.
And I only used him because his name is his name.
Mm-hmm.
There are some people, and I'm just going to create a wrestler in my head. His name is Spider X. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But Spider X, you don't know. There is no blurred line. There is no middle ground. He's Spider X out the ring and in the ring. He doesn't care about anybody or anything in the ring. And outside, he's the same way, slapping people, hitting women, going to jail. He's the same cat. Like those type of people we don't have any use for in the business. We really don't.
Mm-hmm.
But people that can take a character, and then this is how you know how good somebody is when it comes to working a crowd. If you go and you come to work for me next week and I say, Classic, for the whole match, I need you to hold this dozen roses. I don't care how you hold them. Just hold the dozen roses at at the end of the night? Are you gonna give me feedback? As far as, are you gonna give me mouth service on why you not gonna do it? Are you gonna do it and do it to the best of your ability? Or are you gonna have ASS do it?
I do it to the best of my ability, but see
that's what I'm saying.
I see, yeah, I see. And
a
you
lot
can
of
tell.
times we're told to do stuff that we don't want to do, but guess what? Again, I always go into any situation as, if my boss told me I had to do this, and I'm not really crazy about it. First of all, I've had promoters tell me all kinds of stuff, and I ask, what's the purpose? If there's a purpose for it, and I'm not dying, I'm fine with it. If it has no purpose, I'm gonna tell you, I don't know, then why do it? If it doesn't make sense. And then that goes back to what you said earlier. You talked about how, like, gals versus guys versus gals. It had theory, it had the psychological part that was throughout the whole show. But some people don't use that. So they just do crazy stuff and they don't care. Miss Williams, I would love, you said you had questions. Does Miss Williams have questions?
No, she's saying she would do what you said, like ask questions. What sense does it make?
Yeah, because
why do you want me to do that? Yeah, so that's what she's saying. Like, does it make sense?
My whole thing now in wrestling, and not even just wrestling, in life, make it make sense. When somebody, tells me make it make sense, I need to know why in your head, because that's how we roll. It works in their head. They see it, but you got to tell me and make it make sense in order for me to be on your side. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not doing it.
But some people see that as a sign of disrespect. And I'm like, no, sometimes people want to know how, because the worst thing you want to do is look stupid, right? Or out of place.
But some people don't care.
Some don't. I've seen people say volunteer for a ref because people were short a referee. Dudes don't know how to count. They don't want to get down quick enough. They don't want to act like a certain way. They forget they're supposed to count when somebody pinning. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. I've seen it. You've seen more than me. So,
dude, you don't get me started. Please don't get me started.
But
see, now you got me started. I'm just gonna mention one.
All right.
The worst thing that I hate is everybody knows when you get into a corner, ref is supposed to count, right? And I've seen refs stand there looking stupid, ain't doing nothing, just hands at their side, looking, and the dude is just wailing away on the dude. Hey, bruh, you want to start counting so my man can get out the corner? You want to break this up? And then, my bad. One, dude, we on 50. You want to just get in there and break it up at this point? I'm like, where y'all get these refs from? Really? Now there's some refs, again, let's circle back around. I love a ref that is serious, but I also love a ref that is funny. And not funny in the sense that he's able, that people make jokes about him, but he does what he does and makes it look entertaining. I don't know if you've seen Rion Skills referee lately. Dude, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. Shout out to Rion, yeah.
dude, when I talked about this last night, when he's on the other side of the ring and the pin is happening, he'll just throw his hands up. Oh my God. And he'll jump, and try to fly across so he can start the 3 count.
Yeah.
And then oh my, see, come on, man, let's wrap this up. Cause see, now you about to bring up.
No, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Cause usually I'm not. I criticize a lot of stuff, but I don't be like harsh on certain things because
I am. I don't
no,
care.
I know. But my
No
thing
filter.
is, I'm not trying to impress these certain people, about wrestlers, because I ain't trying to be friends with everybody. I pray for everybody, that. But at the same time, like if something need to be called out, it just need to be called out. And it's
I get it.
When we seeing this stuff and it's just always going, and then only a few, not a lot, of wrestlers are saying, hey, well, maybe I need to change my stuff. Maybe I need to invest in myself a different way. You know what I'm saying? But some it's like, okay, well, this is the times and get with it. And that's why I say there's not a lot of learning trees in the locker rooms anymore, because they look at how wrestling and what it's becoming and how people don't care about it. So now it's like, this is a disrespect to a business that I've broken bones, I've bled, I've went through so much stuff. And for you to go in there and I'm trying to tell you, you should open up your punches or something more. And then you say, oh, well, I don't need to do that. Why would I just let a man just disrespect me like that? Why would I let a promoter allow him to do that and not check him on the spot? So,
well, I look at it like this, Chris.
Yeah.
That let's look at the dropout rate in the United States right now. Right? Now you take that dropout rate and you take all those folks that have dropped out. Where they at in life? And not so much as are they, on drugs, but just where are they in general on life? How many of them go to people that know more than them, that have more experience than them, and they actually say, I need your help?
You're right. It's not a lot. It's pride.
That's what's going on. The same thing is happening in wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
And again, pride, unfortunately, it's the word that we constantly talk about, the word that I couldn't think of that just slapped me in my face. Entitlement. This is the entitlement generation.
Mm-hmm.
This is the generation that feels they should work for little and get everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray the generation that your kids and my grandkids are in,
mm-hmm.
I hope that bypasses them. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
Because this generation is, and people think we come down on this generation because we don't understand them and this, that, and the other. But nobody ever handed us anything.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about in wrestling. I'm just talking about in life general. Everybody's situation is different. But at the same time, where would you be in life if somebody just handed you everything and you never had to work for anything? You want a car, you got it. You crash it, you get another one.
Mm-hmm.
You want a pair of gym shoes? Oh, you scuffed them up with one scuff? Oh, throw them out. Here's a new pair. Come on now. That ain't how life is. Because guess what? That money got to come from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So guess what? Same thing in wrestling. Bruh, there'll be another you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's entitlement, like you said. I think
You know,
I don't know who told them that wrestling owes them so much, and it's the other way around. And I think, like you said, now what Steve even said, some don't have thick skin. Sometimes it's not disrespectful when you get in harsh criticism and stuff. Sometimes you need to be better. You need to do better. You know, people on Facebook who are your friends who probably don't see that you're doing a bad job. They don't see that, but they're gonna give you the blind support because you're a nice guy. I'm like, just because you're a nice guy, it does not equate to you being a nice wrestler. Why don't you listen to this person? If this person says, why don't you call a match? Don't think that they're trying to ridicule you and try to say that you're dumb or anything like that. They're trying to pick your mind so you can learn something and stuff. Like everything doesn't make sense. Just because you think it doesn't mean that you're correct. But what I call it the participation trophy era, to where everybody wants a trophy for just participating. And that's in not just wrestling, that's in a whole bunch of sports and stuff like that. And then it's just like
I don't know. I played baseball as a kid. And I remember one year we won third place. I was so happy that we played. And if you placed, your team got a trophy. Mm-hmm. And this was out of 10 teams. So there was 7 teams that didn't place.
Right.
My cousin was on one of those 7 teams. And I felt bad after my team, after we, and I went and got my little third place trophy. And he didn't get one. I felt bad.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I was like, hey, bro, well, your team kind of sucked. Y'all didn't win all year. What does that do? What does that do to the ego when a kid whose team didn't do anything, or a kid that sat on the bench all year, never shot a shot, never hit a ball, never made a tackle, and at the end of the year, they get a trophy still? Mm-hmm. Because guess what? The kids that went out there and hit the home runs, that shot the 3-pointers, that threw the touchdowns, and their teams were. Can you imagine your son? Just take your oldest.
Yeah.
And he plays basketball, right?
Yeah.
And it's the playoffs, and they dominate everybody, right?
Yeah.
And your son is the highest scorer every game, right?
Yeah.
It's time for the award banquet. And the team that hasn't won a game, all of those kids get a trophy. The same trophy your son gets for winning first place. The only difference is his has a 1 on it and theirs doesn't. That's it.
Yeah. Right. Thanks for being the
How
part of it.
confusing is that?
But I see both sides though, because like you said, some didn't get a chance to even play, and they could have been the best person on the team. But now they never got a chance, and they didn't get a trophy, or they don't get it because they didn't place the first top 3 or whatever like that. So it's like, my thing is this, and if my son did make it 7th or whatever, I'd be bummed, not on him or whatever. I just know how he is. But I'm like, okay, well, we're going to work hard, and hopefully the team works hard too, so we can get there and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? With wrestling, it's just acknowledge that I wrestle. Buy my merch because I wrestle. I should win titles because I wrestle. Oh, my gear looks good. I'm a wrestler. You get what I'm saying?
Dude, I met a guy. He had just started training, right? Within a month's time, he already had a gimmick and he had merchandise. In a month's time of training. Really? Really?
He knew what he wanted to do.
I'm not mad at him trying to figure out his gimmick,
Oh yeah.
but you're trying to sell merch already, dude. You ain't even had 2 matches, 3 matches, like, but now you're selling merch. Like, I don't mind you looking forward to the future, but and the crazy part, 5 months later, they changed their name.
I've seen some of that. Shonda funny. She funny. Can't stand her.
Who's she talking about?
The person who you said got merchandise in a character.
No, because it ain't good, because in 5 months you done changed your name.
Right. Now you got that old gear.
So now all of that is you know, you got to have a fire sale to get all of that. You know, everything must go. You know,
Yeah.
like, it ain't that serious. Like, these cats need to take the time and invest the right way. You know, but again, I don't know. Here's a topic that you might want to think about.
Okay.
Is it time for us to go?
Who is us?
Us.
Me too?
Yeah.
Us? As in walk off to the sunset?
Yeah.
Because of the current state of wrestling?
Yeah.
I can't stand her. Why is she like this? Why? This is my wife, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is my wife.
Maybe
when she said not you, but me.
I saw that. I already knew what she was saying when she said it's time. I already knew who she was talking to. I already knew. Hi, Shonda. Love you, sweetie. And because here's the thing. Every time we turn around, you more than me, there's something that bothers you. But let's not get twisted. There's stuff that bothers me too. I just try to sweep it under the rug and wait till later.
Shonda say she love you.
But are we fighting an unwinnable fight?
That's actually actually a good topic, to be honest with you, because I do see it more and more. But then I can go to even Wisconsin and see like young guys that's starting or just started a year ago, and they're hungry for the business, and they learn psychology, character development, and stuff like that. You know, not just in Wisconsin, but even in Illinois. And you see these guys that actually take the business serious, and then I never told that they take it serious.
Understand that this ain't everybody.
Yeah.
But again, the question still remains: is it time for us to be like Old Yeller and go out back and let Shonda pull the trigger?
You know she want to.
I know. No, that's why I said I said her.
You know she wants to. I don't think it's time. I don't think it's time.
Well, again, it ain't for you, but just
I'm not.
put that in your little safe vault under titles I might want to use one day for shows.
Yeah.
You know, when is the time for us? You know, and Shonda, you're right. I said it. I'm riding this thing till the wheels fall off. But here's the difference. That statement means that we're gonna ride till on our own. Well, we ride it till the nuts, the bolts break off, the tires fall off. That's us, not somebody coming with a lug wrench and unloosening the bolts
Mhm.
to make it where the wheels fall off much faster.
I get what you're saying.
You know, if I'm gonna ride it, let me ride it, and don't you touch it. You know, but again, are all these issues something that we created, or is it something that is inevitable
Mm.
and we have no choice, as they say, get with the times?
Mm. Mm. You bring up a point because
Oh,
because sometimes you care about something so much, and then other people come in, and then it's a wave of stuff. Then it's like it's not how you were trained, and sometimes it's inappropriate, it's unprofessional. Stuff is not doing right, and sometimes it turns worse than before it can even get better, if it even gets better. You know. But my thing is, I will say this though. I'm here to say I'm not a better nothing than anybody. So I'm gonna say that before I say this. It's kind of one of the reasons why C3 Ultimate Wrestling is even here. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like, okay, I wrestle for a couple other companies too, and I love everything they're doing. But I've wrestled for companies I didn't like what they were doing. I didn't like how people were treated. I didn't like certain things. I didn't like that. So I was like, if I was to ever to do a company, I would do it how I'd want to do it. Storylines, solid stuff. And if something is messed up, I gotta own up to that. Shonda said, do it. You get what I'm saying? So this is my effort. Besides being a wrestler, a classic alpha, wrestling for all these other companies and stuff, bringing psychology and stuff like that, learning from other people, because I'm still learning. I'm grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still trying, because I know I say wrestling is on life support, but it's still surviving right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's why on C3 you see a C-Red, you see the ARC, you see guys that I started with, or people who I've just met and stuff like that, who I know for a fact try their best and invest in who they are as a character and stuff like that. If I ask them to do something, it's not all the roses thing. Not saying I would say roses and stuff like that. They're going to invest in it and stuff like that. You know, some people still have a thing to actually see legit wrestling, not cornball stuff. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah. But again, you know, if not now, when? These issues. Oh, well, I ain't gonna stop till I die. So, I'm just telling you.
I said that on a previous live. I said usually wrestlers don't retire unless it's a serious injury or death. You know, if it's a serious injury, then yeah. But other than that, if you can still go, most likely it's death is what'll stop you.
You know, people ask me all the time, you know, when are you gonna stop? When are you gonna stop? Oh, I thought you stopped. It's a drug, and unfortunately, besides God, there is no feeling I get outside of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, and people that have never participated in this sport will never understand it. They just won't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand what it's like of having a horrible day. Mm-hmm. And then going to a show and getting there, preparing for your match, and you standing behind that curtain and your music plays. And knowing that is the time that all the stuff that you just went through before that, you have to let it go. It's almost like a transformation. almost like Jesus, but I'm not gonna go that deep on the folks.
Yeah.
But when you have to embody and you hear your music and you know it is, because there's a time for Chris Williams, but when that music hit, that Jay-Z kick in, it's classic Alpha, and it's almost like a transformation.
Yeah.
And then you go out, and it's nobody can understand that feeling unless you've done it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of people don't get it. You know, a lot of people, you still do that fake stuff.
Yeah,
What?
Man. Yeah, man.
You want me to bless your soul, don't you? So I'm just saying, you might want to think about having a little pamper. You know, when is it time?
I think that might be the next one.
When is it time for all of us old heads to, close shop?
Mm-hmm.
Let these young bucks take over.
Yeah.
Or is it time for us old heads to start running out the new heat?
You said time for the old heads to what?
Get rid of the new heat.
Ooh. Hey. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the next one.
Just saying, bro.
I think that God bless you too. That is a good one. Yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one.
All right, man. Well, we've been on here for an hour and 20.
Okay.
I still got a load of clothes.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna probably close out too because I want to try to watch Halloween Ends today, Lord willing. So
I actually love it, but I'm one of the few I'm finding out. But
yeah,
I guess I put psychology and everything. But
yeah,
go enjoy your movie. Go enjoy.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna sign off now. So, shout out to you, C Red. God bless you, brother. Thank you for being on live with me. Shout out to everybody that has commented. Jamie, my wife, was it David or Steve? Two Steves. Shout out to you guys. David just said something. If you was to stop, would you be completely done with wrestling? We'll talk about that one on the next one. But
on the next episode,
on the next. So, like I said, God bless you guys. Remember, I love y'all. God loves y'all. Christ loves y'all. Thank you, C Red. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't. Shout out to everybody. This is Chris Classic. C Red. Let's take it home.